We rely on the physical security of a locked door to define our safety. For most, an apartment in a silent city is a fortress. Ethan was alone in his Chicago apartment when that silence ended at 3:03 a.m. 3 slow, rhythmic knocks came from his front door. He checked the peephole, saw an empty hallway, and assumed it was a prank. It was a standard reaction to a minor disturbance. When the knocking returned minutes later, it was louder. Ethan opened the door immediately to confront the person in the hallway. The hallway was vacant. This is the first breakdown of physical logic. The sound occurred, but the physical mass required to produce it was nowhere to be found. After closing the door, Ethan noticed a pair of wet footprints on the floor. Environmental evidence usually follows a predictable path. Footprints should lead from the wet hallway, across the threshold, and into the home. This diagram highlights the spatial anomaly. The prints appeared only on the interior side. They didn't track in from outside, they began inside. Ethan followed the trail, watching the prints lead directly to his bedroom door. He found the bedroom empty. He nervously laughed, trying to convince himself that his mind was playing tricks on him in the dark. The locked door had become a secondary detail. Ethan was trapped inside with a presence that bypassed his perimeter without ever crossing it. In the dark, a smartphone often serves as a tether to the familiar, providing a sense of connection to the world outside. That connection was severed by a notification from an unknown number. It contained 4 words: "Don't look behind you." Ethan turned around. The room was physically empty, exactly as it had been seconds before. Then he looked into his bedroom mirror. Standing inches behind him was a tall woman in a water-soaked dress, her face hidden by long hair. The entity occupies a specific coordinate in the room that remains invisible to a direct line of sight. As the diagram shows, she is only detectable through the geometry of a reflection. This mechanic renders a victim's direct vision obsolete. To see the threat, you have to look away from the space it actually occupies. Ethan spun around again. The space was empty. He looked back at the glass, and she was gone from the reflection as well. The air turned ice cold. The lights began to flicker, and the city's hum vanished. A second text message arrived. She only appears in reflections. Almost immediately, every mirror in the apartment shattered. The bathroom door swung open. Inside, the shower began running on its own, flooding the floor with water. Ethan's flashlight died. In the total darkness, he heard footsteps cross the tile toward him. A voice whispered in his ear that he was late. With the mirrors destroyed, the entity was no longer confined to the glass. It was now occupying the same physical space as Ethan. The lights returned. The bathroom appeared empty, but in the remaining shard of the sink mirror, the woman was standing directly behind Ethan. Her mouth stretched wide as she spoke of final instruction. She told Ethan it was now his turn to knock. At 3:17 a.m., the building's security camera recorded the next phase of the encounter. Ethan walked calmly to apartment 407 and knocked 3 times. He was no longer the victim. He was now the one delivering the knocks. The family inside apartment 407 was gone before sunrise. No evidence of their departure was ever found. The anomaly follows a consistent cycle. Every tenant who has moved into that unit since reports the same 3 knocks at 3:03 a.m. The curse sustains itself by weaponizing a basic human habit. We are conditioned to open the door when we hear someone on the other side. If you hear 3 knocks at your door after 3:03 a.m., do not answer.